Hello, everyone, and welcome. We've got the sixth and final qualifier of the Collegiate Chess League's fall 2022 season. I'm very excited to watch the games today. This is a special day, not only because it's the final week of the regular season, but because this determines the standings of the playoff brackets that are starting next week. So, today will determine who will move into which division, and that determines the prizes. So, just as a reminder, chess.com is giving $20,000 this season to the top three divisions. So, each division is 16 players. The top 48 players then are going to be in the money. That's going to be the top three divisions. So, the standings are up for grabs today. This is very exciting. We've got 4 minutes until the first game begins. It's going to be a tough one. Last week, we had a couple players tied at 5.5 out of 6, so no one had a perfect tournament. That's actually the first week this entire season that no one finished 6 out of 6. So today, who knows? We have a couple players at the top of the standings. And if you want to see the standings, you can do !standings in the chat. That should take you to our list. But apparently, for first place, we have Ruifeng Li from UT Austin. He is tied in score with Grigory Oparin from Mizzou. However, Ruifeng does have tiebreakers. So yeah, that's going to be a close match. And the standings is important. So even though first and second, they're both pretty much in D1 territory, they're going to be fighting for that number one spot because that's going to improve their seeding in the playoff bracket. And as a reminder, our playoff bracket is double elimination, which is pretty exciting. We've also added an extra second of increment in our playoffs. So there's a little extra time. And yeah, it's a head-to-head matchup. You get both white and black pieces in the bracket. So I'm very excited to see who all is going to be in the top 16 for D1, top 32 for D2, and top 48 for D3. These players are going to be required to have a Zoom call for the playoffs. That's the first time we've actually ever required that in the Collegiate Chess League. So very exciting. Hello, Dagger. Good to see you. I believe Dagger is one of our newer ambassadors. So if you guys are interested in our college ambassador program, you should check that out. Dagger, correct me if I'm wrong. You're from British Columbia, right? I noticed you playing in our Sunday weekly arena, which is happening tomorrow at the same time, 11 a.m. Pacific. So those are free to join. We do give out chess.com memberships as prizes. In the Collegiate Chess League playoffs, every division below Division 3 still has prizes, not cash, but we do give out free memberships. So that's something to look forward to. Right now, we have just over 200 players here. A lot of players have already finished their season. You only need 5 tournaments to qualify for the playoffs. We take your top 5 scores. We drop your lowest. So if you've played in all 5 so far, this tournament is optional. It can help you, though. And you're going to be playing against players that are potentially competing against you. So, this is a very important tournament, and a lot of players have missed one. They're only at 4, and they need this to play in their 5th. We have the tournament starting in just under a minute here. Hello to Infinity Point. I believe that is a player from Yale. Yale's had some success. All right, 15 seconds until the first round begins. Let me show you guys the players here that are in there. We've got Doraemon at number 1, Ben Lee number 2. So our top players, Grigri and Rui Fang, they might not be playing today because they've already been playing in all the tournaments. So that should be interesting to see if anyone can catch them. And also, if Grigri is not playing, then it's true that he will stay. He won't win first. I know a lot of people were saying Grigri is the favorite. But yeah, Grigri is only in second place with tie breaks right now. All right, so we've got Doraemon versus Jesse Hoffman. Jesse Hoffman, I want to say is from, let's see. Let me check. It's NYU. Okay, I was gonna say I felt like they were from NYU. That is New York University. So yeah, and NYU has a really strong player, actually. Doraemon is playing in this, yes. Do you know Doraemon? Doraemon is Uni Kim from Yale. Is Doraemon like a character? Is that like the picture? I don't know. Anyways. All right, so looks like black is trying to fianchetto here. This knight kind of interestingly placed on the edge of the board. Not a lot of squares to go to. Black has castled. Looks like white's also trying to castle. The old boss burger sounds good. Looking forward to your return. All right, knight to g4. All right, knight to e5. That's attacking the bishop. Let's see some other games that are going on. Let's check on Ben from University of Michigan. He's playing against M Legend. Let's see, who is this? Who is this? That is Ethan from Iowa State. Nice. Iowa, that's not too far from Michigan, right? I don't know if they have any rivalries going on there, but anyways. Looks like we've already got a lot of quick wins actually. Got 16 of them. Anna Marie I believe, from Webster University with a point, Infinity Point with a point, from Yale, a quick win. I don't know if these games finish because like they win or because their opponents are just missing, because that is definitely a possibility. All right. So how's Ben doing? Looks like the eval bar loves his position. Even material. So what exactly is so great about White's position? Well, this pawn, for starters, looks really strong. Why is that? Well, it blocks the D pawn and it's locking in the C pawn. This pawn is supported by every single white piece. Bishop fianchettoed on both sides, long diagonal. This knight, not very good. Only one square to go to. This is a huge outpost square for the knight. Looks like black trying to push this C pawn. Gonna be interesting to find out where it's gonna go. And if this pawn ever pushes, we're simply taking maybe maybe not. I mean, if they yeah, I'm not too sure. I feel like knight here is just very natural. What else could there be? Probably a queen move here. Makes sense. Rook c1 played. Pressure on the c file. Ben is up a little bit of time as well. Not too much. Let's check back with Doraemon. So, yeah, a couple of the top players not in right now. Giving some other players perhaps a chance to win the tournament. So we shall see. Who's in third place in our standings? Let's see. Third place is Mikhail Antipov, also from Mizzou. Only 1 point behind first and second, but only a half a point ahead of Justin Chin from NYU. So Antipov, I don't think Antipov is playing either. Antipov's teammate, Chris Repka, is playing against Pokemon Genius right now. Who is the Pokemon Genius? I know you're all wondering. Well, that is Naga Prasad from Duke University. So this should be a solid first round for Chris Repka. Pokemon Genius at 1700 right now. They're in 185th place. So that's just what, D12 or something like that. We're gonna have a lot of playoff brackets for these playoff divisions, which is going to be very exciting. Last season in our team format, we had 14 divisions. So I'm hoping this year we get past 15 divisions. Really hoping a lot of schools register as many teams as possible. This is going to be our largest prize fund season ever at $30,000. So that's going to be very exciting. We're still finalizing some of the details there. But yeah, registration for that should be out soon. Keep an eye out for that. We also have some other exciting events coming up. Next month will be the U.S. College Rapid and Blitz, which is going to be hosted on chess.com for the first time, which is very exciting. It is a newer tournament. It only started back in 2019. Last year it was held online. The first year they did it was in person, which is fun, but it's very limiting to a lot of players. Most teams can't travel, and if they do, they tend to want to go to Pan Ams, which a lot of schools haven't heard of, but it is the biggest college tournament in the U.S. Illini chess with a rate of 1. Ooh, are you did your stream die or something? Why are you rating so soon? I believe that should be Aiden Carey, who is Quill Logic, who normally is playing in these tournaments. But shout out to Illinois. Too much lag. All right, so gonna focus on the chess tournament. Well, good luck. This is gonna be your last qualifier tournament. Let's see, how are you doing? How's old Quill Logic doing? Quill Logic right now is in 26th place. It looks like they've scored at least 4 points every week. So, Aiden, if you can get above 4 in today's tournament, you will improve your standings. How much will you improve? I'm not sure. I don't think you can make D1, but you can improve your standings in D2. But also, keep in mind, people are trying to pass you as well. So you don't want people to pass you, because that could bump you down, perhaps, to D3. Of course, the higher the division, the more likely you will win some prize money. So yeah, best of luck to Aiden. Shout out to Illini chess, I should say. That is the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I actually visited there back in August. They have a really nice campus. I got a little bit of the tour, which was cool. Pokemon Genius here, just about 3 minutes. They're down a pawn. This is a deep passed pawn. The knight was hitting the queen. White didn't like that, decided to trade off here. Rook takes now. This knight is pinned to the queen. Our queen is hanging, and now it's under attack too many times. Only defended twice, so white brings in the second rook to help defend, but is that going to be enough? Can black add another attacker? They take here. You can't take with the queen because the rook takes, so you have to take with the bishop. And then, actually, I'm not sure. How is this working out? Let's see. Bishop takes, bishop takes. Ooh, I see what's happening. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes, and then rook c1 check, right? Is that right? I mean, okay, there's going to be maybe knight e1, right? I don't know. Is knight e1 possible? Knight e1, there's rook takes. And then rook takes is forced. Ah, look at that. So a nice tactic here from the Grandmaster, winning a queen. So all deals with that pinned knight there. I wonder if knight on a5, the queen could have moved, or if we were just gonna lose that knight anyways. It was a tricky situation for sure. Papa Pizza won his game against the Iowa State player. So yeah, all stemming from this d5 pawn. Looks like that pawn was taken. Trying to get a tactic in, but knight takes, and then knight takes here, so that's just up a piece. Let's check on Jesse Hoffman versus Uni Kim. And if I'm not mistaken, Yale should be streaming right now. Ah, they are not. Well, Papa Pizza's streaming, so. Also, I see Cal Poly Pomona is streaming and under the Minecraft category. Classic. Arizona State is streaming. He's normally been streaming from his phone, but today it looks like he's on a computer. So shout out to Patrick. He's the ambassador from Arizona State. Let me give a couple of shout outs real quick. Shout out to Arizona State Sun Devils. Shout out to Cal Poly Pomona Chess. We got shout out for Papa Pizza. That is Ben Lee from UMich. We've got Chess Club at IU is streaming. That's Indiana. Also visited them. Also visited Arizona State. I haven't visited Cal Poly Pomona yet. But one day soon. They're actually doing a tournament next month. Shout out to Ramka Chess as well. He is a player from Canada. All right. Emad in the chat. Hoffman kid is brave. All right. Well, let's see. Hoffman's playing a good game right now. He's got the white pieces. Looks like this knight's been on the edge of the board for a while. Trade of knights. Trade the bishop for the knight. Block the bishop. Bishop attacks the knight. Defended by the pawn. This also creates a flight square for the knight. Black doesn't want it. Looks like they still don't want it. White's now expanding. So bishop pair versus bishop and knight. The knight finally moves. Here we have the queen defending the a pawn. And this is a strange pin right here. Bishop tagging the knight. I like it a lot. Bishop forcing the queen out, leaving the knight hanging. Now defend the knight. Looks like Dorimon's going to be making some breakthroughs soon. But bishop to b2, I like this move. Trading here. Pressure on the knight. Although it was defended. Knight dives in. Rook attacking the queen. Queen steps back. Trade of rooks. Knight back. Interestingly, I mean, I wonder if we could have taken here. Take. But then I guess there's queen takes here at the end. Yeah, I don't know. So knight comes back. I guess the queen still could have taken this. No, the bishop's hanging. So queen defends. Knight rerouting. Bishop comes back and now trying to open up this queen side. Pressure on this backwards pawn. Knight's coming here, so rook's trying to support that. Knight comes here anyways. King steps up. This is blocked though from the rook. Queen over. Taking here. Oh my goodness. Queen takes, there's rook check. This is quite the tactic. Here now, we can take with check, and the rook's coming in. This is huge. This would be a huge upset in round one. Counterattacking masterclass. He plays g3 instead. Oh my goodness. What is this? Look at this. I mean, queen in. Queen here, knight takes f6, beautiful move, and then to follow up with g3. I mean, Doraemon should have seen this idea, right? If the idea of queen takes is wrong because of rook e7, then surely you should be afraid of knight takes. I think maybe the problem with knight takes is that black doesn't take. They just move the king, maybe here or something. No, even still, I really, no, the rook covers that. I don't know. G3 was played to defend the pawn because the queen and the rook were here. That would hit the queen. But anyways, we see knight moving as this bishop now blocking the e file. So queen takes was a threat. So the knight saves itself. Jesse is up a pawn against Doraemon. The queen steps back. Knight g5 looks tempting to me. But then our queen's kind of trapped. So maybe the queen wants to come out and come here. Attack that. But the queen's defending this. King steps up. That's somewhat peculiar. Both players under 2 minutes. See, Andrew Titus is in there. We got Chess Webb versus Mosheroff, another Yale player, playing against one of our other ambassadors. All right, bishop comes back. What exactly does this do? Well, this bishop was a hanging piece, perhaps susceptible to attacks. You know, discoveries as well as knight moves. Ooh, knight Knight takes pawn here, and computer doesn't like this. Let's see if white's trying to continue this attack here with the knight sack. So let's see, what is the problem? What does white want? So black, of course, is being a little hesitant. They insert a check first. King comes back. And now the point is, if queen takes, then perhaps rook check. And if king here, that's not mate, because the queen guards that. And black is threatening a mate of their own. So very interesting. Doraemon is under a minute now. Both players are. Hello, Risky. 40 seconds. Doraemon's just double checking, saying like, wow, what is this move? What's going on here? Am I getting mated? Does my opponent see something that I don't? Now, under 30 seconds, there is some increment, but it's not very forgiving. It's only 1 second. Yes. Tiger Joe speculating in the chat. Doraemon pulls the trigger, takes the knight, and says, you're going to have to show me some follow-up here. Rook check. King here. And hello, don't forget about this. What's your plan here? Jesse Hoffman. Sacking the knight. There's a check here. Is that going to be enough? You might have to bring the rook back. And let me tell you, that doesn't look good either. Pushing the pawn also helps save that, but it's just a band-aid. Bishop's going to take, and there's a lot of problems. So 20 seconds now for Jesse. Gonna need to find a defense here. Deciding to push G-pawn. How does black respond? Is there going to be bishop takes? Yes. Now there's even more checks. Well, this is covered. There's this. Ooh, that's a brutal one. Ah, queen takes. Ah, rook there's mate. Nice. That was a tough position. Jesse fought hard, and ultimately a failed sacrifice cost the game. But Doraemon lives to play another round. I mean, that would have been a heartbreaker. Okay, let's check on Copper Knight, as I believe our ambassador from Baylor against Aaron the winner. So that looks good for Copper. I want to say that's Mark. I could be wrong. Okay, and we have Drew and New to Bullet. They drew their game. That's a good result for New to Bullet. All right, let's check on our standings here. So, yep, Doraemon and Papa Pizza still number 1 and number 2 in this tournament. Can they hold on to it? Looks like our next round's going to be underway any second now. It's just going to, we just got to wait for it to load here. Is it pairing anyone? I have no idea. Titus saying that they're definitely not playing on 2 hours of sleep after playing 3 G25s today morning. So that seems good. Brent McCreesh saying, I'm definitely not playing at work. Sounds like a fun job. It has started. Okay, cool. I see the games now. All right, we've got Doraemon versus Firehawk now. So let me see. Firehawk, this is William Quinn from Illinois. This is Aiden's teammate. We've got Papa Pizza versus Asia. Asia is Austin Yan from Purdue. Nice. Michigan versus Purdue. That's pretty close. Right? I know Purdue is in Indiana, just south of Michigan, right? Oh, we've already got a master matchup here in round 2. Zenitushka This is Anton Barash from Boston University playing against blank. I want to say is from NYU. Yeah, that's Justin Chen. Justin Chen is actually in the 4th place overall this tournament. They have scored 5 out of 6 every single week except 1 week where they went up flawless 6 out of 6. So this is definitely one of the top players in the entire tournament. This is a tough matchup for Zinny Tushka. Zinny Tushka from Boston. Let's see where their standing is. They're in 82nd place. So they have only played in 4 tournaments though. So this is their 5th tournament. They've scored at least 4 points every tournament, so that's not too bad. That alone should put them top 3 divisions, I would say, if they can score similarly here today. So this is a big tournament for Anton. Hello, Wikipedia. Good to see you. Our ambassador from Temple University. Ooh, speaking of ambassadors, here we got an ambassador matchup. Firewoods is Maxime from Yale playing against Patrick from Arizona State. These are 2 club leaders going at it. Patrick's been very devoted to the ambassador program. He's been putting out a lot of TikToks. He's streaming right now. He's running events for his club. He's getting that merch sent to him. Stuff that you love to see, really. And on top of all of that, he's playing in the Collegiate Chess League and doing pretty well. Not as well as Firewoods, though. Let's see where Patrick is put. Patrick right now is at 53rd, which is so close to top 3. He's trying to catch up. He needs like 5 spots. He needs 5 spots to get into the money as of right now, although a lot of people probably are going to move up as well, so it's tough. His lowest score is only 3 points, so he needs to do better than 3 today. He already has 1. He's got 5 games left. He needs essentially 2.5 points, but is that going to be enough? Because if he only improves his score by a half point, he's not going to be in the money. He needs to get at least 4 points today for an actual chance. So he's got a tough pairing here in round 2. Firewoods is doing really well. Maxime is in 15th place with 24 points. Maxime has played in every tournament so far. His lowest score is 4 out of 6. So if he can get 4.5 today, that would be really big. So yeah, 4.5 is the score that Firewoods is going for. Patrick probably going for 4 points out of 6. Here we got Dare. This is Derek from University of Florida playing against Grandmaster George. I want to say that's George from Colgate, who is also an ambassador. Yeah. So we've got a lot of club leaders playing against each other here in this round. Derek, of course, National Master, is the favorite in this game with the white pieces. Very deep pawn here on d7. That's an annoying piece and also up a lot of time. So yeah, white could take here, but then you lose that. You could take here, but again, you lose that. So rook over to d1, protecting the pawn even further, renewing these threats, and there's no threat of the queen recapturing. There's also no threat of doubling on this pawn, as the queen would take that. So yeah, this is a tough spot to be in for George. George, if you notice, has the green pawn flare. That signifies that they are staff. They are one of our interns. So congrats to George for getting an intern position at chess.com. Thanks to the college ambassador program, which is pretty cool. It's fully paid, so I know a lot of internships are not, which that's kind of rough. But George is not only getting experience, but is also getting paid. So yeah, go George. Love to see it. And again, it's thanks to our college ambassador program, which you can check out in our chat. It's for college chess club leaders. We give you guys a lot of resources, a lot of opportunities, including this internship program that I mentioned. When they're hiring, they look immediately at our ambassador program first for applicants. So it kind of gives you a step up against all the other applications for these programs, which are pretty competitive, I would say. But yeah, that is one little detail of the ambassador program out of a lot of details. So check out that link if you're interested. We're constantly taking new applications. And yeah, feel free to ask me any questions you have. Dare is also one of our ambassadors as well. If you guys do have questions, you can reach out to me on Discord. I recommend you join that. All right, let's check back in with Patrick and Maxime. Ooh, it's not looking good for Patrick. Patrick got his king and queen forked. So let's see what happened here. Knight takes, and did we push this pawn? Yes, we did. So that's a check. We got to move the king here. It's tempting to block because we want to castle at some point, but we allow knight takes f3 check, and we lose our queen. So probably should have gone to d1 so that we can at least take the knight back. Yeah, Patrick, I don't think is going to come back from this. Good news, though, there's still 4 rounds after this. Patrick's trying to get to 4 points. The bad news is they're going to have to try to get to 3 wins out of the remaining 4 games. Firewoods, though, looking good. Like I said, trying to get to 4.5 for Firewoods to improve their score. Let's check on Doraemon versus Firehawk. Here we see resignation. So Doraemon, I think probably a smoother win than the first round. Let's check this out real quick. Yep, grabbing that H-pawn. Check. Bring the rook in. Yep. Check and not even taking the rook. Instead going queen back to e3, saying, I want this with the queen. This pinning, but luckily rook d4 breaking the pin. Queen sacrifice. And that is soon to be mate. Let's see, trading off that last rook. And Firehawk had enough. Resigned there. Let's check on Ben from UMich, playing against the Purdue teammate. So that's a pass pawn, supported by the knight. Strong outpost for the knight. No pawns can kick this knight out. So that is an outpost. Here the rook hits the queen. So let's see, where to go? Where to go for this queen? This king kind of feeling some breeze going through. Lots of pushed pawns. These pawns are doubled and isolated. Not a very healthy structure here for Asia from Purdue. Also, Asia down a little bit of time as well. Let's check on the titled player matchup here. Zinny Tushka from Boston. This is a Boston versus New York matchup. Big rivalry right here. Actually, I have no idea if Boston University has rivals or NYU. I don't know. But I'm just making it up. I know Boston doesn't like New York in most things. And vice versa. Of course, you know, they got their baseball rivalry. I don't really know what else. But yeah, college-wise, I mean, there's a ton of schools in Boston, a ton of schools in New York. I'm sure. I would guess Boston University might have a rivalry with like Boston College. I have no idea really. Hello, Andy. Welcome. Our info page there is our announcement for the fall season. This is the last week of the regular season. This is going to determine the playoff brackets that start next week. So exciting times. All right, so Zenitushka brings the bishop back to e6, and this prompts Justin here from NYU to play d4. This is looking to play d5. This is an interesting move here. Knight into f4, saying go ahead and fork me. And yeah, I guess the idea is bishop takes, pawn takes, there's knight takes, fork. That opens the e-file for the rook. Which schools are playing right now? We've got a ton of schools playing. You can check our full standings here. These players are from NYU and Boston University. I believe we had like over 190 schools register. This matchup here, Doraemon is from Yale, and Firehawk is from University of Illinois. This game already finished. Asia here is from Purdue. Ben is from University of Michigan. Here we've got Patrick from Arizona State playing against Maxime from Yale University. And here we've got Derek Zhang from University of Florida getting a win against Grandmaster George from Colgate. All right. Yeah, here we've got Richard playing a game. Richard is from UC San Diego, I believe, getting a PhD. He's from MIT originally. He's playing against Lemony Head, who is Aaron Chang from Georgia Tech. Speaking of Georgia Tech, we've got the ambassador, the club leader, Andrew Titus, national master, playing against Enrique Pardo. Let's see, who is this player? This is Mariano from St. Mary's University. And how are they doing? Wow, they're actually beating Andrew. So Andrew did say they're only playing on 2 hours of sleep. That's not great. That is not great. How is Andrew doing in the standings? Titus, ooh, he had one tournament with only 1 point. So right now he's in 28th place in the standings. That is in the second division. But he's already tied his lowest score. So he just needs to beat that to improve his score. How much does he need to get in top 16? Well, right now, top 16 is at least 24 points. Right now, he's at 21. So he needs, I would say, 3.5 today. And looks like every tournament he's played through to completion, he's gotten at least 4.5 points. So Titus has a good shot at first division. But right now, he's losing. And apparently didn't get enough sleep last night, so not putting himself in the best situation for success. This is a pass pawn for Titus. Unfortunately, it's a weak pawn and should be caught. Patrick now, less than 20 seconds, but Patrick's position's been pretty bad from the start after blundering his queen. A little Botez gambit. Let's check on some of the closer matchups here. How's Zenitushka doing against blank? This is a checkmate threat. Queen here and the knight here, both attacking g2. Knight here attacks the queen and defends the mate, as well as opens up the bishop. So the queen's going to have to move. But this knight is going to be hanging. I'm assuming something like queen to g5 is going to be pretty annoying, pretty strong, actually. So I don't know what the plan is. You probably have to play g3. The The problem is G3 is going to blunder the H pawn. So both knight and bishop are attacking H3. So Zeni Tushka from Boston should be getting a pawn back here against Justin from NYU. Justin right now is up a pawn though, so interesting stuff. White never got D5 played in. They did play D4 for the fork, but this knight F4 move proved to be too tricky. So yeah, really strong play here from two titled players. Titus goes down. Yeah, that's not a good game. Well, Titus is still playing. This game's not over yet. You can never count Titus out. I've seen some horrific blunders. Even at this level. Once you get into time scramble, although Titus is lower on time by over a minute. He's about to dip under a minute. All right, he gives a check. King H2 played. Pretty much the only move. Knight now attacking the rook and some pawns. So, yep, Enroque did win that C pawn back. Let's check on Richard. Against another Georgia Tech player. We also have Chris Repka we haven't been watching. Chris playing against DeBrick. That's a fork. Queen takes rook with check here, and then that is checkmate. So nicely done there from Chris. How's Chris doing? And where's DeBrick from? DeBrick is from Ashland University. Chris Repka is in D1 territory. Their lowest score is 4. So they're going to try to go for 4.5 or 5 or more. So yeah, they're at a solid perfect start so far. 2 out of 2. Oh, we've got blank down to their last 2 seconds here. We do see the H pawn has been grabbed. The queen now on the H file. This is very scary, I will say. This is scary territory. Zeni Tushka now under a minute, but that feels like an eternity compared to 2 seconds. Can blank defend and hold on here? 1 second. Oh, man. Pawn takes, queen takes, king steps aside. This is so dangerous. Pawn takes, bishop trying to flush this piece out. What about queen check? I don't see it. I don't see it. Blank trying to hold on desperately, trying to defend. Zeni Tushka up a pawn at this point. 20 seconds. Looks like Ben beat his Purdue teammate. Oh my god, 1.3 seconds. So black trying to clear the G file. Now bishop takes with check. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a mistake. Bishop back, queen up, but now rook check. You're going to have to block. Yeah. Blank is going to go down. Only hoping for some sort of miracle. Can't go rook here as much as you want to. Queen here's mate. There it is. All right. GG. So Zeni Tushka taking down the stronger titled player. So big points there. Boston beating New York. Let's check back in with Titus. How's this looking? Oh man. They traded off a pair of rooks. I mean, black has the exchange, but also how's white going to make progress here? Looks like black might be making some progress here. Oh my goodness. King E3, there goes this pawn. Oh my god. Oh, he doesn't even want the pawn. Oh my goodness. Titus, the come from behind win. Check. King has only one move, and Roque is gonna flag. Wow. Brody eating his words right now. Ooh, what a game from Titus. 2 in a row now. Wow, what a comeback. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. So he wins a couple pawns, and now he's only down a pawn in exchange, which, I mean, he's been down a pawn in exchange, but he gets super tricky here. White messed up. White gives back a pawn, and yeah, this king comes in. This pawn is now a passed pawn. King to f2. Nice find, and there's no stop in the g-pawn. Yeah. All right. That was an awesome round 2. Let's check out round 3 now underway. Let me clear out some of these games. Doraemon now playing against Subham. Let's see, where is Subham from? Subham is Asish Panda from Arizona State. Teammate of Patrick. Ooh, we've got Aiden versus Derek. These are also 2 ambassadors. We also have Maxime versus Emilio. So Emilio is our only ambassador from Mexico. University, I believe it's De Marista Merida, something like that. Emilio is trying to organize a college chess tournament for Mexican schools, which is really exciting. So yeah, hopefully we can help support him and make that happen. Emilio is also a streamer. If you guys want to check him out, his username is Mr. Chess MX, I believe. Don't think he's streaming right now though. So just focusing on his games. Maxime, the ambassador from Yale, he's also trying to organize some college chess tournaments for Connecticut and the Ivy League in general. Black, you don't want to castle. That would be a mistake. Why isn't Sammy in the CCL? I've been asking that question for a few years now. So you're asking the big questions. Probably Sammy's not in it because 11 a.m. on Saturdays Pacific time is too early. You know, he's fast asleep. That's like what, 2 p.m. Eastern? Yeah. The guy probably just went to bed like a couple hours ago. Just kidding. Sammy's a very responsible individual. He's a good guy. All right. So let's check on some of the other games. Yeah, we've got a couple of these ambassador matchups here. Aiden versus Derek. Florida versus Illinois. This is a huge rivalry matchup. You know, Florida and Illinois, they go way back. All those Illinois people driving to Florida for their summer or their spring breaks. I'm joking. There's a lot of schools in Florida. Sammy is in one of them. Florida Atlantic, I believe. I always thought maybe it was Florida International University, FIU, but he's at FAU. FIU, they recently just got a new ambassador, which is cool. So hopefully we'll see more of them and perhaps the next season. All right. We've got a couple title players going at it. Also, I see not Bunglet, perhaps a fan of Rui. We got CM Rui from Webster. 2 for 2 so far, playing against Genius from Canada. Let's see, where's Genius from? Genius is Frank Wu from Wilfrid Laurier. I don't know how they pronounce it. I've been told, and I have since forgotten. But Wilfrid Laurier University. Frank is in top 40, so he's in D3. That is in the money. Where's Rui at? Rui is only at 50th, so he needs some catch-up work, although he did not play in the first week. So he's in a good spot to make it into D3 as well. We have less crowd because of football rugby matches today. Well, when you say in parenthesis rugby, because rugby also is a sport. Football, I mean, maybe you mean like American football, which is very different from rugby. But I suspect it's probably not because of that. It's probably because a lot of players have already played in 5 of the tournaments, and they're going to take today off. So we'll see. Here we got Sparky the dog. This is Joe from Buffalo playing against Anna Marie. Anna Marie, she is a really strong player from Webster. That's Anna Maria Marjanovic. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong, but she is currently in 6th place in the entire league. Her lowest score is 4.5. So she could improve her score if she gets 5 or more points. She's at a perfect 2 out of 2 right now. She actually won last week's tournament with 5.5 out of 6. That's a good question, Brody. I pointed that out earlier. I don't have the answer. I would have to ask him. My guess is that he was playing Minecraft earlier and forgot to change his category. That's my best educated guess. But yeah, Don's still looking for his first points. Looks like Firewoods won their game, so they're at a 3 out of 3, which is good. Only player with a perfect score so far. Still a lot of games though underway. This round has just started. Let's check on Chris Repka versus Robert X Bob. Who is this? Robert X Bob. That's Henry from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. So yeah, they've scored 5 out of 6 2 weeks in a row. They missed the first week, so this is their 5th and final tournament. Right now, they're in a 63rd spot. They need to do some major catch-up to get to top 48, but it's possible. I mean, technically, there's only 1 point that is the difference between where they are now versus the 48th spot, but I suspect a lot of these players are going to improve and move up in standings. Sammy says he can't find the club at his school. Well, he's got to start the club at his school. That's the kind of leader it takes. Same thing happened with Mosharov, who's in the chat. Mosharov, and I've told you this before, Brody. I'm sure it's ingrained in your mind now. But Mosharov is the ambassador from Bangladesh who moved to Southern Illinois University of Carbondale. Yeah, I think he's the one that started their chess club. So he went there, looked for a chess club, couldn't find one, so he started one. All right, let's check on. We haven't looked at Papa Pizza yet. Ben is streaming. He's playing against Piano Pro. Piano Pro, I've forgotten. Kai Shah from University of Illinois. University of Illinois has got a lot of players, a lot of good players too. Let's check on. Here we've got Richard from UC San Diego playing against Kate Sui. Kai Tsui from Chicago, University of Chicago. University of Chicago also has some strong players. Not a lot in the fall season, unfortunately, but hopefully they'll be back in the spring season. Registration for the spring season is going to open up soon, so make sure you guys get your clubs ready. That season starts in mid-January, so right after Pan Am's. Carbondale got smoked in soccer by us. Nice. Soccer, definitely a big sport out there. I don't know what your main sport is. All right, let's check out. We've got another UC San Diego matchup here. I believe this is Vatsal. Let me double check that. Yep, this is Vatsal Singania. Vatsal is currently in 37th place. And they didn't even play the first week. So they're definitely going to be in one of the top 3 divisions. Currently in the 3rd division. Can they make it to the 2nd division? I think they have a good shot. Their lowest score is 4 points, but they didn't play in the first week. So, yeah, I'm excited to see the standings. We're going to be able to finish the standings and figure out the playoff brackets. We're going to announce that as soon as it's ready because we want players to be ready for the playoffs. All right. Let's check back in with Derek and Aiden. Looks like Aiden's doing well. Both players at about 5 minutes. How many players will play in the last division? So we will have as many divisions as needed. So let's say there's 320 players that make it to qualify, then that would be 20 divisions. Right? The last division will have probably an odd number of players. Who knows? It might not be perfectly divisible by 16. And in that case, we will have to figure out how that bracket's going to go. But everyone that qualifies is going to be guaranteed a spot in at least, some bracket, some division. So, yeah, and it's also going to be the first time that players are going to play from the NACE's platform. So NACE is our partner. Shout out to NACE Star League. Players will log in there, and then from there, they will find a link that will take them to play their match against their opponent on chess.com. So right now, we've just been doing these Swiss qualifier tournaments for the regular season. This pairs you automatically just based off the tournament. But once we have the bracket, you're going to know who your opponent is. And you're going to be playing your games starting from NACE. And that's how we're going to record the results and determine the bracket. So, yeah, should be exciting. And in the spring season, it's going to be just like that for the whole season, pretty much. All right, so rook to a6. I like this move from Aiden. This is pinning the pawn. Actually, we're threatening knight takes on b5, believe it or not. So king leaves the 6th rank, so the pawn is no longer pinned. This is not a good bishop for Derek. Both players pretty much even on the clock. Doraemon won their game against Subham, so perfect score for Doraemon. Nicely done. Couple of queens there. But yeah, none of the other games have finished so far. Richard's up a ton of time against Kai. Position's actually relatively even though. So it's kind of interesting. King steps up out of check. These pieces are really tied together here. King attacking the knight. Knight defended by the bishop and the other knight. This knight's attacked. Defended by this knight. This bishop's also defended. This knight and this knight. Not doing too much. This is under attack. Is that a problem though? So knight goes here. Pressure on this pawn. But now this knight is only defended by the bishop, and this bishop is not defended at all. So what exactly is going on here? Can we put pressure on these pieces? Rook h to e1 has been played. So the bishop's under attack, and this knight's under attack. The bishop has to maintain defense. We cannot defend this. Actually, this is a very tricky situation. See, we needed knight f d7, I want to say. Because now, can't we take this and take here? Doesn't that seem like a thing? Am I wrong? Two pieces for a rook seems good. Rich is already up. Looks like an exchange. So take, 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 back here. And we're up a pawn, or we would be up a piece there. We would have two knights versus one bishop, but black would take this pawn for it. So I suspect maybe white will go for that, but also it's possible that white does not do that. Ooh. Computer likes this move as well. If king takes, that knight's pinned, and now we take this for free. So that just wins a pawn. A4 played by Richard. A4 is a crazy move. This was actually the top line. And I suspect it's because we're just defending the b pawn, and that black is still in such a terrible spot that there's really nothing they can do about this. So it's very interesting. Yeah, I don't know what you do. Maybe you bring the bishop back somewhere. Soccer's only played by female team here in US schools. That's actually not true. I think soccer probably has more popularity. Well, it's very popular. I think our women's team is better nationally or internationally than our men's team, but I'm not sure. I don't follow soccer very much, but yeah, rook takes e3, king takes f5, bishop takes, knight takes. Ooh, knight here. A very nice way to simplify. You might even play rook to d1. Yeah, and that's going to guarantee more things off the board. You could have rook takes, force the rook off, knight takes, king takes, pawn takes, and you're simply up a knight. And a very, very simple end game here for Richard to convert. So very nice technique there. Yeah, that's hitting everything. So, all right, let's check on another game. Let's check on Derek versus Aiden. Aiden is doing well. He's been improving his position slowly but surely. So let's see how this game proceeded. So the queen got in here. Bishop takes, knight takes. That alleviates the pressure on the g pawn. Offers a queen trade, a rook trade. And yeah, I like this move, rook a6. And let's see how he's continued. He's bringing the king up. Continuing the pawn push. The king journey. Continuing. Knight in with check. King back. And now knight takes b5. There's that tactic that I mentioned earlier. So now Aiden has officially won a pawn, but it's a little worse than that. He's threatening checkmate, actually. Holy smokes. Knight to d6 is checkmate. So you kind of have to take this. The only other way to defend that is if you want to move the knight, which you could do. But yeah, it takes, and now we're threatening another checkmate. This is some brutal stuff. These are some good moves from Aiden. And it's all thanks to his raid. Just kidding. Fresh cut, done. When did I get my haircut? I got my haircut, yeah, definitely last week. But after last week's stream, I'm pretty sure. Also, Don, you're streaming in the Minecraft category. I'm sure you know that because you're like a professional streamer. But yeah, this is a problem. We're gonna have to create a space for the king. Move one of these two pieces. Okay, deciding to go here. So if check, there's this. Yeah, less than 10 seconds for Derek. So that is not good news for Derek. How's Derek doing in the standings? Good old Derek Zhang. Ooh, he is not doing well. He's actually, well, he's gotten some zeros. So that's not great. Aiden, though, is doing well. I mentioned it earlier. Aiden's at 26th spot right now. And he's trying to get to a 4.5. Minecraft CCL server. Oh my goodness. You guys play chess in Minecraft? All right. So black trying to go after this B pawn, but this pawn is pretty deep and past, I will say. This will come with check, though. So that's a thing. King steps up. The threat is to sack and promote. And we have resignation. So Aiden with the win. Nicely done. Anna Maria beat Joe from Buffalo. Robert beat Repka. This is an upset. Let's check on what happened here. So Robert with the white pieces. Is that a piece sacrifice? A piece sacrifice. Bishop takes. Wow. Here. And now there's... The move is rook f7. That's crazy. Crazy tactic given up by Chris Repka. And, oh, man. There goes the rook, too. That's not good. There goes another rook. So 2 exchanges for the National Master. Yeah. And just simply up a rook at this point. So do pawn moves not count as it being a different position? Yes, that is true. The entire position has to be the same. All right, here we go. Song versus CMS. CMS, this is Sanjana from Cornell playing against Song. This is William Hugh from University of Chicago. Both players over 2,000. Rook and King versus Rook and King. And looks like black is making some progress. But this is definitely very much a draw. We'll see how long this game goes. Okay, force the king to the back rank. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What's going on here, folks? What is going on here? It's a draw, but you know. How many more moves are we gonna go? All right, black starting mate. No, all the checks. All right, we should have 3-fold soon. Trade the rooks. Oh, leave the rooks on. Okay. Oh boy. All right. There it is, 50 move rule. They got to 109 moves. So they settled for a draw. Song, the higher rated player. He's in the 70th spot. How's Sanjana doing? She's in 61st. So yeah, it's interesting. They might see each other in the playoffs. Who knows? Maybe they'll get some revenge match. Curious, Hoffman, dude, you had knight takes h6 check or something. You were winning. Uh, I mean, knight takes, what was it, f7 or f6? I don't know. That was a strong move. That was a strong find. You just didn't find the follow up. All right, so that concludes round 3. We're officially halfway done with this tournament. Um, let's see. Now we've got some really tough matchups here. We've got another Grumpy, I believe also from Webster. This is Anna Sargsian. I'm so butchering that. Sargisian. I should stop trying. But she is in the 8th spot, which is awesome. Anna and Anna Maria, really strong players from Webster, both in D1. You're not dumb, Dagger. It happens to the best of us. All right. Rui, perfect score so far. Playing against winning, but not really. Who is this? This is Brandon Wu from Brandeis. At the 81st spot, but did not play in the first week. A lot of players didn't play in the first week, and I suspect it's because they registered late. Although, when I say late, it's still within the deadline. It's an interesting way we did it this year. All right, Papa Pizza playing against RTD, who I definitely looked up before. All right, this is Ethan Gu from Carnegie Mellon at the 52nd spot, so he's trying to make it to top 3 division. I suspect should be able to. He's only 4 spots away from 48, and he didn't play in the 3rd week. So looking good, especially with 3 points so far here and 3 rounds left. Papa Pizza, Ben from UMich. He's in the 33rd spot technically, but didn't play in the 2nd week. Last week was his lowest tournament. He only had 4 points. But he's well poised to make at least the top 2 divisions. Maybe trying to get to D1. He's going to need to get at least 4 points in order to do that. He's already got 3. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see how many of these players are going to change their standings, like what division they're in entirely, because a lot of them just simply haven't played in 5 tournaments yet. So I'm expecting a lot of players to make some drastic jumps. Okay, Aiden is now playing against Anna Maria. So this is going to be a tough matchup for him. Looks like she's already doing well, according to the eval bar. But Aiden had a good win against Derek in the previous round to get here. Here we've got Zigzag versus Firewoods. Who is Zigzag? I want to say is from UCLA. Yes, this is Luke Shee. Luke has played in every tournament so far, and he scored 4 points twice for his lowest, so he needs to get 4.5. 4.5 today to improve his standings. Right now, he is in the 21st spot, so he needs to catch up about 5 spots in order to make D1. The problem is that he needs at least 2 points, I would say, above 4. So Zigzag needs to win this tournament to make D1. I don't think it's gonna happen. Not gonna count him out. Already in this position is opponent Maxime looks like they're doing well. So neither side is castled yet. G3 here from white. No light square bishop though. Awkward knight here on the rim. Queen now pinning this knight. Pressure on this pawn. Maybe bishop, maybe castle. Right? Both break the pin on the knight. Or you can bring the queen up. Defend this way. Black is ready to castle. So bishop here. Threatening some knight discoveries. Queen here now. Pressure on the B pawn. Pressure here as well. Both players with 7 minutes. A lot of players tied with 3 points out of 3. We have a couple players with some losses already, 3 out of 4. But no one at 4. Oh, they just won against someone that was 2 out of 3, I think. Probably. These 2 players with a quick draw, it seems. Yeah, right now we're at 270 players in today's tournament. So, yeah, we'll probably have something like 20 divisions. It's a lot. Let's check on Doraemon. This is a big game. Wow, this game has progressed a lot. They've played quick. What on earth? Neither side spent more than 6 seconds on a move in the first dozen moves. So this looks like they know their stuff, which isn't surprising considered they are titled players. So, yeah, bishop takes f4, bishop takes h4, bishop takes d4, pawn takes c5. So Doraemon, after having a perfect start to the tournament, 3 out of 3, maybe a rough start to get there, but nonetheless, perfect results. Dropping a couple of pawns here, taking on h6, threatening checkmate, but the problem is bishop takes f2, and now queen to f6, queen takes, rook takes, and now we've got ourselves a dilemma here. Our bishop and our rook are both hanging. So we attack their rook, they take our rook, we take theirs, but then they take on g3 with check. We take, they take, and now we are simply down 3 pawns. That is a lot. So right now, another grumpy Anna from Webster just trying to hold on, trying to trade down. Here, probably king e6, defend laterally. This does allow a check, but not a big deal. Usually at like 350. Yeah, but a lot of players aren't playing today because they've already qualified for playoffs. So, all right. Doraemon not giving up, though. Not giving up yet. Trying to win some of these pawns back, make life difficult. But yeah, they both have over half their time left. So, okay, there's 1 pawn. That's interesting. Wow, I'm surprised, actually. Was there a better way to defend this? Computer likes king e7, but then probably back here. So, computer also likes the move c4. But no, look at that. Rook takes f6, allowed, and now allowing bishop takes on d5. And if pawn takes d5, rook takes here, threatening another pawn plus a skewer. Wow. Anna not going to be too pleased with this conversion technique. Definitely dropping the ball here. Now it's probably not even, I mean, black technically up a pawn, but doubled isolated pawns doesn't seem great. Yeah, and plus with a ton of time left as well. Rook f7 trades off rooks, and that's going to be a draw. Wow. So Doraemon offered a couple draws actually, Anna declining all of them, but winning 2 pawns back just like that and completely ruining this pawn structure for Anna. Yeah, it's a tough, tough way to continue this game after having 3 pawn advantage, clearly winning. Let's check on Rui. Well, real quick, I think I saw the move. Yeah, so they did trade bishop or rooks. So yeah, that's looking like a draw, clear as day. All right, how's Rui doing against winning, but not really? I believe this player is from Chicago, if my memory serves. Yes, no, they're from Brandeis. Never mind. Who was I thinking of? Someone else, clearly. Yeah, I can't remember all the players. But yeah, it's a tough game from Anna from Webster. So, how is her teammate doing? Looks like Rui's doing well. Queen g3 play. This defends both weaknesses. And now h3 can kick the knight out. This pawn is hit, but maybe we can defend it. After the knight moves, maybe we have queen to e5. Yep, knight back. Saving the knight. Oh, there's also queen to c7, which makes sense as well, attacking the c pawn. And if like rook to c8 or something, well, we can take it. Rook takes and then promote. Is that right? Maybe that doesn't seem right, actually. Never mind. Ignore me. It's an idea, though. Win 2 rooks for a queen. Probably not something you want to do, though. Very low connection for Brandon. Brandon from Brandeis. Let's check on Ben from UMich. We have bishop versus knight. 2-on-1 versus a 3-on-2. I like the bishop here. I like white. I would take white. Although 2-on-1 on the outside could be valuable. But this knight is definitely not as good as this bishop. This bishop is a beautiful piece. Boxing out all forward moves from the knight. This knight, not too hot. Bishop's definitely favored in the open end games. This is a very open board. Knight's favored in closed positions, as well as positions with pawns on only one side. This position, we've got pawns on both sides of the board. Another factor as to why the bishop is a better piece. So this is looking good for white. That being said, it is still an even position. Let's check on Zigzag versus Firewoods. So yeah, we were saying if Zigzag want to make D1, they need to get like a perfect score basically. But Maxime is doing well here from Yale. Maxime currently in the top division. Looking to get 4.5 to improve their score. Bishops don't have the swag that knights do. That is debatable. But also respectable. I can see it. All right, queen here, pressure on the f-pawn. This rook wants to come to the g-file. But black's queen saying if you do, it's going to cost you that f-pawn. And then this pawn is going to be technically passed, a deep passed pawn. Very valuable. This nice knight on an outpost could come to e2 at some point. This knight's covering that. This bishop might be able to trade off at some point. Yeah, black's got all the options here. White is very cramped, very tied back. And looks like also this last queen move, perhaps allowing for the rook to lift somewhere, right? Getting the queen out of the way. Rook here saying, all right, go ahead, take that. I don't care. I want to play for the activity. So we'll see how this works out for Zigzag, our UCLA player. If the rook can come here, that's going to help out a lot for the defense, for sure. So yeah, does the queen want to take? Does the rook want to lift? Does black want to remove the knight and play knight to e2? Queen takes f2 on the board. Does Firewoods play OTB? I would assume so. But I'm not sure. I feel like he should be titled. Yeah, there's a large difference though between online rating and OTB rating. I think the largest I've seen is from Wikipedia, from Jeffrey from Temple. He's like 2600 online blitz and like 1600 OTB or something crazy. Very underrated. But yeah, definitely some strong players here. So yeah, Zigzag plays Rook G1. Maxime takes on F2. Surely what Zigzag predicted. But has not followed up yet. So what's the plan? And now with the rook on G1, as soon as the queen moves, this pawn is pushing with tempo. NM Joe Bruin, never heard of him. NM Joe Bruin doesn't exist. I'm only 1900 USCF, so I need to win 300 rating, which is just not, it's not happening anytime soon. It's a lot of rating for OTB. All right, down to 45 seconds. So yeah, Doraemon and another Grumpy did draw. Papa Pizza, he's in a time crunch here. What is going on? He's got a great position though. Hold on, this is what I was saying. The bishop is better than the knight, right? So what ended up happening here? Queen check, queen wins a pawn. So that's already, yeah, check. You should block. And yeah, we have resignation here. So Papa Pizza picks off some pawns. How's that for alliteration? Check, check, win a pawn. Check. We're pinned. King steps up. Queen up, and there goes the bishop. Yeah, that's not good. Check, and take that with check. Yeah, nice finish there. RTD couldn't stand the pressure. Anna Maria beat Aiden. Let's check on her game. So Aiden just coming off a strong win against Derek from, oh, look at this. Pawn push, queen takes. A sharp tactic. Back and now trade off rooks. Queen takes the bishop and takes the knight. What a sequence there from Anna Maria. Trade off the queens. And yeah, Aiden throws in the towel there or loses on time. Zigzag and Firewoods, both now very low on time. Pawn takes attacking this. Bishop controls that. Bishop's hanging. Doesn't matter. Takes. Attacking this. Rook attacking that. Pawn push. There's knight takes. Knight defends that. King's trying to come in now. This is hit. Maybe that. Under 10 seconds now. No. Oh, the knight moves. Hold on. Knight comes all the way back. Can we push this now? Doesn't seem good. Ooh, check. Forcing this all off. Interesting. Here, now you gotta go here, but then there's that. So you give up that pawn. Less than 5 seconds now. Going after this pawn. King steps aside. Wow. This is now an even position. Just don't trade the rooks. Rook coming up. Okay, I'm liking black. I'm liking black with this e-pawn. Less than a second. Oh my god. There goes the a-pawn. Two said there goes the h-pawn. That's not good. The c-pawn is going to run. There goes the g-pawn. Oh my god, the e-pawn though. That e-pawn. Rook a1 needed. King stepping up. Holy smokes. Rook takes c6 is the only move. They promote. And that allows for the b-pawn to get there. Firewoods needed to take on c6. And now going to have to give up the rook. That's a draw. Wow. Firewoods had a win. There was one moment right here. The only winning move, rook takes c6. Missed opportunity. So close. But yeah, good game from Zigzag holding on against a higher rated opponent. All right, Papa Pizza ended up winning. Oh yeah, we already saw that. Okay, we've got 2 games left in this tournament. In this round, I should say. Sorry. Rui beat Winning but Not Really, who ended up not winning. So, yes, really. It was not winning, but really. Anyways, this is a nice win here from Black. Wait, are they gonna okay, trying to add some time back. I was about to get shocked. White's hoping for a stalemate here. Let's see this technique. Nicely done. Nice. Now the queen's on the board. You just get rid of the knight, really. But yeah, National Master gonna beat against Baron. Not a surprise there. Let's see. Who is Knight? Knight is Ivan from UC Santa Barbara, who's in the 16th spot, trying to hold on to a D1 position. Baron is from Carnegie Mellon, who did not play in the first week. All right, so that is the final round final game of round 4. Now we only have 2 rounds left. We're in round 5. Rooks and pawns, Richard. I know, classic draw every time. It was a crazy computer line. Rook takes c6 that no human would have seen. But even still, there were rooks and pawns left on the board, so very likely to still be a draw at that point. Don's tournament is mid and not based. What's up, Richard? Good to see you. Man, we got all these college streamers in chat, and only Don is live. What a guy. We do see Ben though. Ben is also live. He's just not. He's not in the chat as much because he's focused. He's a man on a mission. He's playing against Infinity Point. That is a Yale player. Let's check on these standings. Where's Infinity Point? Infinity Point is in 17th spot. Tied for 16th, really. I mean, technically tied for 13th. So yeah, Infinity Point just on the brink of D1. They're gonna need to do better than 4. So right now they're at 4. If they lose the next 2 games, they're gonna be in Division 2. So they need some points. They need either a point or more, maybe like a half a point. I really don't know how many they need exactly. Everyone in D1 has played all 5 weeks so far. But there's a lot of players that haven't played. What up, Max? Shout out to Max in the chat, our college growth manager from the Central region, from Chicago. He's probably rooting on Ben here. Ben is our ambassador from University of Michigan, one of the big schools in the Central region. He's playing against Infinity Point, who's repping the East Coast from Yale. So this is a big Central versus East right now. Central honestly is destroying the competition in the Collegiate Chess League. They got Rui Feng Li from UT Austin, number 1. They've got Mizzou, who has 4 of the top 7 players, 5 of the top 10, if you check the standings. And then you have Webster, who has 2 of the top 8 with Anna Maria and Anna. So, yeah, Texas and Missouri, I mean, they have all 6 of the scholarship teams. So, yeah, if you're talking about just straight up chess skill, Central's got it. They also have U Chicago, winners of Season 3 in the Collegiate Chess League. And they're not even a scholarship team. Michigan's playing Michigan State. You need to get that chess match, though. Don't forget Illinois. Yeah, SIUE, definitely powerhouse team. Like, when people think St. Louis chess, you have SLU, you have Webster, you got SIUE. They're neck and neck, really. You can't mention SLU without mentioning SIUE. In fact, some people, that I gets capitalized, and sometimes it looks like it says SLU. So, yeah. Top and Doug chess. The big 3. All right, knight to g5. I like this move, eyeing up the e6 square. So knight comes back to f8. That guards that, opens up the bishop as well. I would not be surprised to see rook to e1, either rook. That's definitely a possible move. Yes, rook f to e1 has been played. Ben has used some time here. Infinity Point is up a little bit on the clock. Not too crazy. Bishop moves now, connecting the rooks. White's got a bit of a space advantage here in the center. Black is a little more cramped, a little more expanded as well on the king side. So white, I would say, is for choice, but not by a large margin. We've got some title players here. Rui and Vatsal from UC San Diego. Rui from Webster. This is a big matchup here. Both players over 2,300. Both players titled. This knight looks annoying. Knight takes, bishop takes with check. The king's going to have to move. That's also a fork. So you absolutely cannot take this knight, more or less. You have to move the queen, I guess. Queen to c8. Computer's saying rook takes on a6 is a move. Whoa, white doesn't have a queen. Hold on, folks. Let's see what happened here. We need some investigative work. All right, taking up a lot of space here on the queen side is Vatsal, kicking this knight around, pinning the knight, pushing this pawn, rook takes, offering a rook trade, and we have the absolutely wild knight takes on e5. Knight takes on e5. That is a queen sacrifice. Bishop takes d1. What else would you do? Knight takes on c6. So you give up the queen for a knight, but you're also threatening a discovery. You're threatening the queen. This is some crazy compensation. This is a huge imbalance, and Rui has yet to find a response to this. Who could have figured Yale would have smart people? Well, it is an Ivy League school, so that much makes sense. I'm not surprised there. But yeah, are chess players smart people? I think that's the question we should be asking. You won the SIUE Duck Chess Championships? Did you stream it? How do we know? Is there proof? Was it you versus one other person and you called it the SIUE Duck Championship? Did you register and no one else did, so you won by default? I'm trying to figure out the full story here. Something just doesn't sound right. Source, trust me, I'm trying to figure that out. That's what it sounds like. Duck Chess just came out, so the Duck Chess Championship, I'm going to have to question some of the validity. 2 other people. I mean, do your parents count? Are they enrolled? You should have streamed it. You could have had the proof. Logan and Chris. Now that is a strong tournament. I think the story is starting to add up now. All right. Rui, I mean, how much time is on this move? How much time here? Top level duck theorist. All right, rook takes a6 has been played. White gets the queen back. There goes that. This is saved. That's hit. That's hit. There goes that. So what on earth is this position? We're actually back to even material. Can you believe it, folks? Can you believe it? It's actually symmetrical pawn structure too. That's just wild. I think black is a little bit favored because they're ahead in development. Although white has castled. So this is hit. Probably this. Box the knight out. Yeah, this is a crazy game. Crazy sacrifice. It should make the Twitter. You want to be our social media manager? Bishop here attacking that. Now what? We have this, but then there's that, and then there's that, and then there's that. That's not good. So I'm expecting this. Computer loves knight b5 though. Whoa, here doesn't that ooh, but you take. Interesting. Computer likes this though. He'd be a banger social media manager. I'll keep that in mind for when he applies. I don't think that position is actually open or exists. Right now it's me. You're looking at the social media manager, the events coordinator, the producer, the commentator, the organizer. But yeah, jack of all. Yeah, the problem is that I'm bad at everything that I do. I do a lot, but I'm bad at it. All right, Bishop's hit. Ruiz spent a ton of time. He is down 4 minutes. That's going on the resume. Pyrotos from Twitch chat said I would be a banger social media manager. Boom, instant job. All right. I kind of want to look at some of the other games we've been watching a lot. Here are two ambassadors. Dagger Crossfire, a new one from University of British Columbia, joining from Canada against Firewoods. Both at 3.5. That's a pen. Let's check on. We've got Knight versus Ricky. I want to say Ricky's from like Northeastern or something. Yes, he is. Saibo Wu. And he's played in all 5 tournaments so far. He's already improved over his last tournament he played in. Only got 1 point, so probably just played one and dipped. But now they're at 4 for 4, which is a strong score. So Ricky's in the money territory here. Playing against Knight, who we looked at earlier. Is Knight from UChicago? No, this is Ivan from Santa Barbara. I should know. I've forgotten. But yeah, Ivan trying to stay in D1. He's right on the cusp with 16 at the 16th place. He's tied his lowest score. All he needs is a draw in the next 2 games or a point to improve. Is it going to be enough to stay in D1 though? A lot of players are going to try their best to get in there. So big game, big last 2 rounds here from Knight. Ivan from UC Santa Barbara. Some West Coast representation. Let's check on the standings. So we've got, I believe this is Sanjana from Cornell is at 4.5 leading the way. So they drew at least 1 game. But we've also got a ton of people with 4 points still. At least 8 players at 4 out of 4. So maybe 4 of them will get to 5 out of 5. Let's check on Kruto, who is streaming. I believe this is Roman from Canada. Ramka. Yeah. This is from Humber College in Canada. So he is in the 24th spot. His lowest score is 4. So he also is looking for a draw or an extra point. But he I don't think is able to make D1, unfortunately. Or if he is, it's gonna be really tough. He needs a perfect score to tie. Yeah, he can't even make D1 with a perfect score. Well, unless he wins on tie breaks or something, but it's gonna be really tough. So yeah. Anna Maria though, she is definitely in the top division. Her lowest score is 5. No, actually it's 4.5. Okay, so she needs to get another win or 2 draws in order to improve her score, and she's already doing really well. She's in the 6th spot right now overall. So yeah, and she's right on track too. She's at 4 out of 4 right now. And what's going on in this position? That's a pass pawn. So that's good for Kruto. He's actually up right now, but after this check, I wonder why. I guess you can't go here because of the fork. So you can't hold on to this. So you block, and now black is deciding what on earth they should take. You're beating Anna. She's crazy good. Jeffrey Shang recently started streaming. That is true. Shout out to GMJX. That's his initials. All right. So, okay, Rui won against Vatsal. So, Webster taking down UC San Diego. Yeah, this was a crazy queen sacrifice, and Rui spent a ton of time to navigate these tricky waters, and it ended up paying off for him. So, check, back, bishop attacking the rook, and forking the knight. So, takes here, and yeah, Rui just wins in exchange there. So, nice technique. He's got the bishop pair, but not going to be enough. Yeah. Here, like, I wonder, I guess you could take on h7, but you lose the d-pawn, so he takes the knight instead. And Rui is able to grind this position down up in exchange. So, nice technique. Ooh. Wow, that takes some confidence. Rook takes g3. And lo and behold, you lose that pawn, but you promote the d pawn. So, yeah, nicely done from Rui. All right, so Rui, 5 out of 5. Perfect score so far. Let's see. Who do we want to watch now? How's Ben doing? Ben's down under a minute, but he's looking good against Infinity Point. Firewood's also up on the clock against Dagger. Dagger, though, up in exchange for a pawn. So that is an interesting position. Both players at about a minute. So Dagger is the favorite here. Firewood's yet to lose yet in this tournament, but maybe on the brink. Both of these players at 3.5 out of 4. How's Knight doing? This is UC Santa Barbara versus Northeastern. Looking somewhat even. Bishop pair for white, though. White maybe a little safer. But black is up a pawn. Ooh, soon to be up another pawn? What's going on? Yeah, no, up 2 pawns. There goes one back, attacking this one. There goes that, defending that, pinning this. Rook trade. There goes this pawn. There's a lot of pawns flying across the board. Rookie's still going to be up 1, though. That's a check. Bishop's no longer pin. Pawn push. What's going on? Bishop up attacking here, giving up this. Both players under a minute. Pawn push, that's a sacrifice. Ah, but takes, there's a fork. And if we don't take it, then there's that check. No, but then there's no longer a fork. But then there's this. No, but then we take. I don't know what's happening, people. I think you play king e1. No, he takes and gives that up, but takes here. This might just be a draw. Oh, check, but then, okay, the king's attacking there. Oh my goodness. Is it still a draw? I have no idea. Isn't black winning with the, oh, you're promoting on the wrong square. Notice this is a dark squared bishop. So, okay, rook takes, king takes, winning this back, rook takes, and this should still just be a draw. This should still just be a draw. Yeah, because if you bring the king up, yeah, it's a draw. All right, wow. So both these players now 4.5. What a game. Ben beat Infinity Point, so that's Infinity Point's first loss of the day. Maxime is still playing against Dagger from British Columbia. Oh, there's a queen on the board, though. Block, sack the rook, hoping for a stalemate. Gonna be pretty tough. There's still this pawn that should be pushed and is pushed. There you go. Check, up, and check, and check, and mate. So Firewood's taking down the ambassador from Canada. All right, Asia from Purdue beat a titled player, Navin. Who is this? That is Naveen from North Carolina, Chapel Hill. All right, and now there's Var Auger from University of Washington against CalSal. Both players with 3 points. CalSal is Saya from University of Washington. Wow. That was a University of Washington versus University of Washington matchup. And Var gets the win. A stronger player. He is the ambassador from UW. All right, folks. Only 2 players with the perfect score. And they should be playing each other. And they are. So this is for the tournament win. And yeah, final round of the final regular season tournament. We have E4, E5 here. We have a Roy Lopez. Rui with the white pieces. Knight back to B8. Is that theory? I have no idea. Knight reroutes to D7. D4 on the board. So, yeah, I don't know enough Roy Lopez theory, but this might be a Rui twist on the Roy Lopez. You get it? I'm sure he's heard that before. The Rui Lopez, spelled with an I. Anyways, let's check on some other games real quick. We've got Repka versus Winning, but not really. Both players 4 out of 5. Looking to get 5 out of 6. And how's Chris Repka doing? Chris Repka, their lowest score is 4. So they need to score today in order to improve. So they need at least a draw. And they're definitely going for a win. Winning, but not really. I've looked this guy up like 3 times today. Brandon from Brandeis. And yeah, he did not play the first week. So this should put him at least, I would say, in perhaps D2, maybe D3. This performance so far with 4 points. So that's good. Because they'll be at least at 20.5. So a point here for them would be huge as well. That's probably the difference between D2 and D3, honestly. Okay. Let's see. We've got a Cornell player, Sanjana, versus Vatsal from UC San Diego. And a woman FIDE master from Cornell. Looks like she's already up a pawn, so that feels good. This bishop has no moves, though. Black having already castled, connected their pawns. Let's see, who else? We have Zigzag versus Knight. So UCLA versus UC Santa Barbara, I think. These are 2 UCs going at it. 4.5 out of 5 so far. Yeah. So Anna Maria's playing against Real Tai. So yes, next week will be the same time start. Saturday's 11 a.m. Yes. So on November 5th, that's going to be the first weekend, 1 week from today. It's going to be 10 plus 2, and it's going to be you versus one other player. It's going to be a match of 2 games. You have white and black. And if it's tied, you go to a blitz tiebreak. And then if that's still tied, then you go to bullet. With increment, though. So, is it really bullet? Some would say yes. Real tie. This is Adit Bhatia from UMass. This is also an ambassador. So they missed their first week. So this will count towards their score. This will put them up there, though. They're going to be moving up. Probably Division 4, I would guess. Although they could get some points here. So we will see. But yeah, after this tournament, after the standings are ready, we're going to announce that. We're going to post the brackets, and we're going to make sure to reach out to everyone and let them know how to play, because it's going to be different. It's not going to be like a tournament run on chess.com. They're going to have to register onto the NACE platform. And that's where they're going to find their matches. All right, so let's check on the top board again. We got Rui versus Ben, both players with 5. Rui offered a draw and Ben declined. So that is interesting. Ben right now, they should be clearly in D1. Where's Rui? Rui did not play in the first week. So Rui with 5 points. I think that should also put them... Ooh, that's actually not D1. Rui only had 18 points going into this. So the draw offer from Rui is interesting. Rui should be playing to win. A win here would put him... even still, it might not be D1. Rui might just be outside of D1. He might be like top of D2. Maybe not the top seed, but maybe if he wins this, then yeah, he could be top seed of D2. The line is for Div 2 or D, or for the number of points, I'm not sure. All I know is the placement. So we're going to have to work and update that. So as soon as this tournament's done, we're gonna pass this along, and we're gonna work on that over this weekend, and hopefully have the pairings and the brackets ready to go. So, all right, Rui's got the king in the corner. The knight comes back. Bishop can develop with tempo. That's always tempting. This pawn's weak though. Lots of pieces attacking this. Like bishop here, bishop, queen here. Even more pressure here. Yeah, queen b7 played exactly right. So 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders if the bishop moves, and it does, attacking an undefended knight. 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers. So this pawn is sufficiently defended, but just barely. Now this knight is hit, so black's gonna have to do something about that. Maybe we'll see rook here. Maybe then we'll see rook here. So the queen instead comes to c7 after pivoting on b7. That's an interesting maneuver. Putting pressure first on e4 and only now defending the knight. Rui's low on time, but we saw earlier that he's invested his time in worthy positions to maneuver some tricky tactics. So Rui can play in time pressure. We know this. Repka is putting his opponent in time pressure under 4 minutes compared to over 8. So that's a good step here. Knight here breaking off this knight's defense of the bishop and opening up the rook, pinning this pawn against the queen. So perhaps threatening to take on c6 at the moment could be a threat. Chris, with a bunch of time, surely will see it and figure out a good response. Either move the bishop or move the queen or defend the queen, something like that. How's Vatsal doing against Sanjana? That rook is pinned. Both rooks were pinned. King steps up. Trade of rooks. Sanjana's up a pawn here. According to Richard, this would be a draw. Rook and pawn in game. Now that the queens are off. King up. Now black could trade rooks, but you don't want to do that. Black wants to leave rooks on. Why? Because they're down a pawn. So down a pawn, you don't want to trade. If you trade off this last piece, then it's definitely going to be a win. Check, forcing the king back. Check again, forcing the king up. Well, not forcing, but yeah, white's gained some central positioning here with the king. And essentially this king is right where it wants to be. It wants to keep harassing these pieces because white's pawn advantage is the c pawn, right? So the king wants to be on the queen side in order to convert the extra pawn into a passed pawn and turn the passed pawn into a queen. So that is the game plan here for the Cornell player, Sanjana. And Vatsal's hope is to leave the rook on, try to win this pawn back, try to be as annoying as possible. So far, it's not looking very good for black. This king might make its way here. King's going this way. Kind of interesting. Here now there's this fork. Take, take. That still might be good. King here is kind of interesting. Rook attacks this anyways. Maybe rook check. Maybe rook here, defend. Maybe rook here. Hello, Pin MC. Good to see you. Let's check back in on the top board here. So we got Ben versus Rui. Call me Saint Nikolai. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. All right, so all the pieces still on the board. Just a couple of pawns have been traded off. So even material, but Ben is up 3 minutes on the clock. So Rui makes a move. Not a big fan of this bishop on b1 for Rui. Blocked in by its own pawn here. Hello. So yeah, if you're just joining, this is the final round of the final tournament of the regular season for Collegiate Chess League's Fall 2022 season. Next week is going to be our first week of playoffs. We have our double elimination bracket starting, going to be determined by the standings after today's tournament. And of course, there's a lot of money on the line here. Chess.com is giving $20,000 to the top 3 divisions. Each division is going to be 16 players. So only the top 48 players are going to be winning cash. Players below that are going to be winning Chess.com memberships. But if you feel like you missed out, don't worry, because our second season of this school year is going to start in January, our spring season. And it's a team format, our usual format that we've stuck to in the past, along with $30,000 in prizes. That's going to be for the top, I believe, 15 divisions. We had 14 divisions last year. So hopefully we're expecting some major growth Hopefully we get some more schools and teams registered, which should always be very exciting, along with the cash prizes, of course. Should be a good time. So yeah, Ben here is from University of Michigan. He's streaming from Papa Pizza Chess. Both these players with a perfect 5 out of 5, and Ben had about a 3-minute advantage. He's using a lot of his clock here. Now he only has a 1-minute advantage, and even that's becoming less and less. So what exactly could be going through his mind? Chris Repka gets a win. So that's a big point for him. Wins by resignation. So yeah, nicely done from the Mizzou player. He, I believe, is the only Mizzou player that played today. They were missing Grigory, Mikhail Antipov, Josiah Sterman, and Raja. I mean, they all played the first 5, so they're taking today off. So yeah. All right, let's check back in with Roy. So we had knight takes here, hitting the queen, hitting the bishop. Bishop takes. And I think this is the better bishop. So Ben got rid of that dark square bishop, as well as advanced the pawn up to a3, which is annoying. This locks the a pawn. Now this a pawn is the only thing holding back this black a pawn. Now white's going after f7. Rook defends f7. Maybe we attack it again with another rook. Perhaps. Under 2 minutes now for Rui. Sanjana. What on earth happened here? Sanjana was up a pawn in this endgame. And what happened? King got here. That's not great, is it? Uh-oh. Yeah, she blundered in time pressure. She blundered right here. And she got into Zugzwang. Wow. So from down a pawn, Vatsal comes from behind. Nicely done there. Wow. Tough. And he had a ton of time left on the clock. Sanjana in some serious time pressure. Unfortunately, couldn't convert that. So, but still a good score, 4.5 out of 6. Vatsal with 5. Let's see. Where would that put Sanjana? Sanjana with 4.5 points there. That would put her at 22. That's really good. She's probably in Division 2. And who did she beat? Vatsal. Vatsal with I believe that puts him at 5, yeah? That might be D1. Yeah. Vatsal did really well. 5 out of 6. Should be a close one. What's up, boss man? You missed the first game? Yeah. So that, to my understanding, is not actually taken into account. So I'm not sure. It is a good point though, and I did think about it. Ultimately, players sometimes leave early, right? And so it's hard to say. Like if you have a perfect score of 1 out of 1, but you didn't play in any other games, like what does that really mean? So yeah, this is the first time we did this format. There's a lot to think about. So right now, the only score that we're going off of is your points and your tiebreak. So yeah, and there's probably more beyond that. I think like rating is another thing we look at. How many divisions are there? As many as there are players. So it's just 16 players per division. So my example has been if there's 320 players that qualified, then you there would be 20 divisions. Anyways, all right. So the rook was hit, moves over. Still a tough position. Like this bishop is a pretty bad piece, right? All the pawns are on light squares. Bishop's on a light square. This is an opposite color bishop in game. So what exactly is going on? Lots of time for Ben, but as we saw earlier, Ruiz cool under pressure. Queen here. There goes the A pawn. Rook here. Rook lift. I was expecting like bishop here at some point. Queen here. We still might see this. We might see this, actually. That would be rough. There is rook here. 4 seconds. 3, 4 seconds. Okay. So are we going to go here? There's going to be that. Bishop here is a strong move. Queen back. Let's see what's going on. So Ruiz up a pawn, but like white is really cramped. Okay, but white's also pushing their past a pawn now. Also, white has just like no time. Rook here, rook there. Rook's coming to c1, it looks like. Rook c1 just looks deadly. Rook c1 threatens checkmate. Bishop f1 played. But now bishop takes g3. Oh, man. There goes a piece. So, check. White's down a knight now. Also down so much time. Sacrificing the knight because h1 is mate. Rook over. Queen h1. Takes the queen. Oh, takes the rook. Yeah, that's it. Nicely done from Papa Pizza. Ben from Mish. Perfect score. 6 out of 6. That's going to lock his position in D1. I'm pretty sure. He's going to have 26 points. So, he's going to be likely top 5. Something like that. Is Mizzou playing? Yes, Mizzou is playing. They had a lot of players already qualify for playoffs, and so a lot of them did not play today. There was one that did play today. This looks like a draw because this king cannot defend the pawn, so they drew. Nicely done there. Knights versus Zigzag. So they both finished with 5 out of 6. This was the UCLA versus UC Santa Barbara matchup. Only a couple players left. Here's Richard from UC San Diego. Ooh, there's a queen on the board. That's not good for Richard. So Song takes him down. Song is William Hugh from U Chicago. And they finished with 5.5 out of 6. A really strong result. Steel bite at a second left. This looks like a draw. There goes the pawn. So Cree Rules from UT Austin is one of their ambassadors. They finished with 3 out of 6. But congratulations to Papa Pizza. That's Ben Lee from University of Michigan. #1 spot here. Perfect score of 6 out of 6. And yeah, next we have Roman from Humber College with 5.5 out of 6. We have Real Tai. Is what from Carnegie Mellon? No, this is Adib Bhatia. Yeah, from UMass. Also 5.5 out of 6. Song, who we were just watching, with a nice win over Richard from UC San Diego. Song. I swear I just looked up. He's from what? U Chicago? Yeah, William Hugh. Um, so yeah, congrats again to Ben with a nice win. That rhymed. And then yeah, a ton of players with 5 out of 6. Really strong performance. Um, so yeah, we're gonna have to update the standings, you guys. If you want to check it out, we have the standings listed here. Hello, Kim Stud. You've been listening during your drive. Yeah, we looked for your stream, but unfortunately you were not there. So I hope you're driving safely. I hope you get to wherever you're going, and I hope you're having fun. But yeah, we were watching some of your players. Firewoods, of course, fan favorite. We were watching Infinity Point, who lost to Ben earlier. Ben had a perfect score. Um, but yeah, you guys, this was a big week. We've got our standings going to be finalized in the next couple of days here. We're going to be getting our playoff brackets ready. It's going to be top 16 players for each division, and then double elimination starting next weekend, same time. Best of luck to everyone. Congrats if you made the top 3 divisions, because that's where the cash is. But yeah, we're going to have to figure that out. We're going to have to go over everything, double check it, confirm it. Some players changed their username. If you did that, let us know, because it's hard for us to keep track. But yeah, we're pretty much done with this club page. All the matches from here on out are going to be played from Nace's platform, so make sure you're registered and ready to go there. You're going to log in there to find your match, and then there's going to be a link for you to take you to your game on chess.com. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Make sure that you're ready. And yeah, if you're planning on not playing in the playoffs, definitely let us know so that we don't put you in a bracket. And if you can't make it because of some time conflict, let us know. Every weekend it starts 11 a.m. Pacific. So be ready. But yeah, thank you all for continuing playing. We had 270 players in this tournament. Likely going to be a lot more in the actual playoffs. So that's a lot of players. This was a tougher season than seasons in the past. So if you finished, congrats. You've made it. Sit tight to figure out which division you're going to be in, and best of luck in the playoffs. Thank you all again for being here. How did Uni and Maxime do? Let's see. Standings. Doraemon. Where's Doraemon? Firewood got 19th with 4.5 out of 6. Doraemon went 4 out of 6 for 34th. So that's how they did. Where's Infinity Point? Infinity Point got 32nd, also 4 out of 6. What's up, Rui? Good tournament today. All right, guys, stick around for the raid. How do we register for playoffs? So you should already have been registered if you played in this tournament, if you played in this event. So you're just going to have to keep an eye out on the announcement. We will email you guys. We will send you an announcement on Discord. So make sure you're there if you're not already. You can reach out to me with any questions. But yeah, keep an eye out, you guys. It's starting next week, so we will announce the brackets as soon as we're ready, once the standings are updated. All right, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Halloween coming up soon. Stay safe, and yeah, thanks all for the support. Really appreciate it. Stick around for the raid. I'll see you guys hopefully, well, tomorrow. We have our Sunday weekly arena, 11 a.m. Pacific every week, so that might be the last weekly arena. I'm not sure. But yeah, if you have any questions on that, reach me on Discord. You should raid Jeffrey. We will see. We like to raid college chess streamers, so we'll see. Oh, he's streaming with Brandon Jacobson. Okay, well that's a good excuse. Brandon Jacobson is a college chess player. I do see Don is watching the stream. But he's in the Minecraft category, so I don't know if we should rate him. But yeah, Papa Pizza's live. Maybe we'll raid him. No, he's no longer live. He just went off. Never mind. All right, let's find Jeffrey. What's up, Jeff? Jeffrey is in the chat, but we're rating a different Jeffrey. Let's see. All right, they're doing a collab. Cool. All right, let's raid. Let's raid and follow Jeffrey. He's a newer streamer too, so let's go check him out. Let's go support him. All right, guys. Thank you all again. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Happy Halloween. Happy weekend. And hope to see you tomorrow. But yeah, keep an eye out for the standings update and the brackets. Take care. Good luck in the playoffs. And yeah, we also have a couple tournaments coming up next week. Not next week. Next month, which is next week. But the U.S. College Rapid and Blitz is going to come up soon. I believe Rapid is going to be November 13th and Blitz is going to be November 20th. So save those dates. We're going to make an announcement out early next week. I will announce that on Discord. We also have Pan Ams coming up in January. And we have the Collegiate Chess League spring team season also mid to late January. So lots of college chess coming up. Lots of exciting things coming up. Good times underway. So yeah, exciting stuff. And stay up to date on our Discord. That's where we're going to make all of our announcements. Anyways, take care, guys. Have a good one.